Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome back to the shop. Got another rainy day, so back working on the bridge crane project again on the Shaw box manual hoist. And I don't remember what all I've showed, but got this gear done, fitted on the shaft, and now I'm working on the other shaft. So this gear goes in. Okay, so this gear meshes with that gear, and I got to make the shaft that goes in here, and I'm gonna just weld this onto the shaft. That'll be the pinion that drives this. Then I got to make the pawl that locks it so it can't back off, and I got to either thread the hand wheel or devise a hub that's threaded so that when you turn it, it tightens it up and locks the pawl so that it can't back off. It can only turn one way with a load on it. So I'm gonna get working on the shaft here and get it turned out to get this slid on, and then I'll have to put a sleeve back over it and weld it to get it up to this bore size. Originally they probably cut this on the shaft, but there's no way for me to put that on a shaft that big. So let's get to it. Okay, so I've got to start on this shaft here. We've got it turned down for the gear to fit on here. Clean the gear face up a little bit, get that black coating off, and put a little chamfer in there. Maybe should have put a little more for my weld prep, but I think that'll be good. I think I can get down in there alright. So I'm going to go over here and get my hood on and fire up the Miller Dinosaur and see about getting this tigged on so I don't get any welding spatter or anything up on my gear teeth. Keep them nice and clean. So I'm going to try and TIG it up. So I'm no TIG expert, so I won't show you all that. You can watch a channel like Welding Tips and Tricks, see Jody. He can show you how to TIG. Okay, so I've got the gear welded on, and I got my bushing welded on this other end to fit in there. Got a good fit on this. Got just a little bit of backlash, about like I want. Shouldn't be too tight, but we've got good alignment. And we've got this bonded to this shaft well. So the next thing to do is, I guess I need to get find my Ratchet Pawls that I picked up off eBay. They're not as big as I wanted, but you know, for 10 bucks, it definitely was the affordable piece for this, and I think they'll work fine. There's not a lot of torque on this shaft. I forget what it was, 50 foot-pounds or something like that. So shouldn't take a lot to hold this from backing off, even at full load. So I need to get this turned and get them bored and get them mounted on here. I guess I need to go measure where this needs to be. So I'm gonna go do that, see where the pawl needs to sit on here to line up with the crane, and we'll get back to working on this. Well, sorry about the handheld here, but I don't have my case out here, and I'm aiming on getting this done tonight. So, we got the sprocket here, or the sprockets for the chain hoist. These are some pawls I got. I'm going to use those for the clutch mechanism. I was able to pick these up for $20 for all three of them off eBay, so I think they'll be adequate. Using three of them, they'll give a nice surface area and maybe some friction in between. So, working on this shaft here, but this is going to be a little hand wheel. And then over here, we've got the big hand wheel. So, but the big hand wheel has a bit of a problem. The outside runs pretty true, but this inside is wobbling all over the place. So that would drive me nuts. So I've got this shim, this outside's running within 20 thousandths, so that's plenty good on a casting. I'm satisfied with that. But this inside, this whole hub is kicked. So I got two options: either weld this sucker all up, rebore it, which I got to cut a thread inside here. So I've already welded all on this outside, because originally this had a big groove cut in it for a bracket for the chain, but I'm not going to be using that because the Hoist has its own chain guide. So I need the material in order to be able to thread, and I wanted to have a full length thread on this, because the thread is what's going to clamp down and lock the clutch and the pawl in order to pull the hoist. That's the brake mechanism. So this will let you go forward and reverse with your load. So what I'm going to do is try first, I'm going to try and bend this sucker. My torches are down at the barn. I don't want to go get them. It's a long ways to drag them up here and they're heavy. And I'll be needing them down there again. So I'm going to leave them there for the moment. I'm going to try this Burns-O-Matic torch and see if I can get enough heat in this thing to bend it. I just need to heat these spokes, hopefully, and get this bent over. So let's get it warmed up first. I can pretty much tell by looking. That's the far side, I think, so it needs to come this way. We'll check it. Yeah, This is a close spot, so we want to be just like this right here. I'll put this bar in here. And crank my tool post out for leverage. And let's heat this sucker up. Hope it's wide angle enough for you. It's not too bad a straightening job. I think you can live with that. It's gonna be way less than 150 something. I'll see what it is. Yeah, it was a pretty good straightening job. Went from over 150 out to about 5 out.